Okay, everybody. I have been running this morning, but I'm here. I'm a little bit early. That's okay. I want to get set up. Right. Oh, that silly blue box. Hey, Carol. All right. I don't know why that thing is I got a blue box and it keeps appearing and now it's asking me to quit and I don't want to quit. So I hope you have had a good morning. I've been, like I said, running. I got off yesterday or this morning, I should say. So I've been doing hey, Sharon, how are you? I hope you're doing good and staying cool down there where you are. I got a funky thing on my hair this morning. Must have been the way I rolled it. Oh, well, one of those things. It happens. I hope you have your beverage of choice. For me, it's hot tea, but it's not real hot right now because I've been running and I wanted to get everything done. I've got most of it ready. I have 3 ideas for you, and I decided to do a little bit of prep work for some of them. Actually, it's just, no, only one that I have to do a little bit with you because I wanted to do some partial embossing and I wanted to show you how to do that. So that's the reason why it's not done. I hope you're having a good weekend. It's a holiday weekend here in the US, so there'll be lots of barbecues and things like that. If you're headed out on the roads, please be safe. I know there's a lot of crazy things going on out there. And oh, Sharon, I feel for you. This weekend has been hot for us, but it's like 98 or so, but the heat index makes it feel hotter than that. 105 to 115, and that's before the heat index. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Humidity is back here finally. Darn, we were doing so good. It's okay if it's warm. It's the humidity that kills you, but it's there. Before I forget, I wanted to tell you, if you're thinking of placing an order because the Cheerful Daisies are back in stock, you might want to hold off till July the 6th. They are doing their bonus days, which is, they have not done this in a while that I can remember. But anyway, for every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon. So if you get 100, you get 2 $5 and on and on. And then those coupons are good in August. So if you place a $50 order in July, after July 6th, it's from the 6th on. And especially if you're going to take any of my classes and you need to order the set, you want to wait. Pay for the class, but wait. And then you can spend it in August. You can only spend it in August. So you can have as many $5 off coupons as you want. So if you place, say in August, a $45 order, it only costs you $40 because of your coupon. So, you know, it's a way to save a little bit of money. And in this day and age, we all need it. So keep that in mind. If you're going to place any orders, wait until July the 6th so that you can take advantage of that. What else is going on? Oh, lots of new classes or new things coming out. This month, Vicki and I are doing, Carol, are you no longer a demo? Because it was on the website. Anyway, Vicki and I this month for our online exclusive class, we're using the Two-Tone Flora stamp set, which is why I'm using it today. And if you buy the stamp set and the coordinating dies, it's not a bundle anymore, but if you buy the 2 of them, you get our online exclusive tutorial, which is for 4 cards. She's done 2, I've done 2. 1 masculine and 1 feminine from each of us. So it's 2 masculine, 2 feminine. And we also give a twist. So we may use different paper from the collection. We are using the Zoo Party, Zoo Crew. It's that paper, but we're using the black and white side to give you some ideas. So if you're looking for black and white paper, that's a perfect way to go. I'm not into the zoo. Oh, I am so sorry, Carol. I will keep her in my thoughts and hopefully she'll get better and be able to come home. So, I mean, I ordered the paper for the black and white side, not for the zoo animals, because they're all right. And I've seen some cute cards, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money for something that I don't know if I'll use that much. Now, the chicks, that's a different story. Oh my gosh. The chicks are wild and crazy. And if you're thinking of those, hint, hint, don't order till next month. Just saying, trying to give you guys a little heads up. Oh, wow. Congrats on her for making it that long, because this day and age, most older people are not making it. I keep moving so I can get there. I got 3 grandchildren I want to see grow up a little bit. So there's that first thing. Our new bundle tutorial for anybody who spends $35 with me is the Cheerful Daisies. So the Cheerful Daisies bundle has tutorials from 6 of us, I think this month, 7 of us have done it. And we created cards and we give you a tutorial, step-by-step directions to make a different card from each of us. So a great way to use your stamp set and all. So that's what's going on so far. I worked on my new catalog Try It class, and I think I'm going to put that out next week rather than this week because there's a lot going out this week. That one, I used the Countryside Inn DSP. So I have that one that'll go out. And with that, you purchase the class and I send you 1/4 of a package of DSP, all the pre-cut cardstock, gems and ribbons, because I used a variety of ribbons this time, and a PDF and video tutorial to make, I think there's a video tutorial. I have to go back and check. I don't know, can't remember. Anyway, to make 6 cards. So, and you will have paper left over so you can play with it and use the ideas. So those are some things going on, and it's always busy here, always. I messed up because I should have done the Countryside Inn from the middle of last month to here so that you would get it this month. So I'm going to kind of modify it a little bit and then go from there. All right, it is time for me to stop gabbing and get moving. I know you're here to see the cards, so let me take a sip. I hope you have your beverage of choice and ready to spend some time with me, learning and seeing some new ideas. All right, I'm going to pull over my camera and I'm going to spotlight it for everyone. Okay. As I said, I'm going to take a few seconds and just kind of straighten this. I don't want to, I think it's easier if I straighten my mat than all right, today I'm focusing on the 2-tone flora. And I will tell you, if you put it in 2-tone, it doesn't come up. It doesn't recognize the dash. So just put in 2-tone flora and the coordinating dies. There's no sentiments in this, which is a great set because then you can use any sentiment you want with it. And I love a sentiment like that, a stamp set like that, where I get images and that I can pick and choose what I want. Because most of the time, the sentiments that they have aren't anything that I use. So I love stamp sets that don't have a sentiment with it. All right, so with that, my first card, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the triple time stamping, because that's what I'm going to do. And I am using a variety of inks. Now, usually I'm looking for I used it the other day. Here it is, my temporary adhesive. Usually when you do a triple time stamping, it's layered like this, but going down in sizes. This one is a twist. So this piece is going on like so. All right. And I'm going to put it right about there. And then this piece is going to go across the middle. And I want to pull it this way slightly because I don't want to hit the edge of that, which is there. All right. Now, hopefully those are straight. All right. Now, for this one, I am using, let me get my stamp set. I'm using this die, these two dies, this and these leaves. So I'll leave that there. I'm pulling in all my pieces. And I'm using Petal Pink, Parakeet Party, and Orchid Oasis. And I will need a scrap paper. So let me grab one. I'm just going to do some off stamping. I apologize. This is not very good, but all right. I'm going to start with the Orchid Oasis. Oh, my Orchid Oasis is hard. And I'm going to take the outline image. I find it easier to do the outline image and then do the inside. All right. And I'm just going to kind of do some stamping all the way around. And you kind of gotta vision it in your mind. All right, now I'm going to do my center. And I'm going to off stamp it because it's too dark. And like I said, I find it easier to stamp the lighter one. Now, do not worry about those. All right, it will work out. All right. And then I'm going to come down here. Ooh, I touched and I shouldn't have. I haven't played with this one too much, so I've got to kind of figure out where they go. All right. In fact, this is the first play I've had with it. All right. And then this goes down here. There we go. A little bit more. I missed that one. It touched down and I didn't want to chance it. I'm trying to, just put my finger in it. I'm trying to look at the humps. Here we go. No. All right, this is the outlier. Do I have this upside down? I may have stamped the whole thing upside down, ladies, but that's okay. It's close enough. All right, so there's that. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some other little flowers to kind of act as fillers. And I'm going to use I'm going to do this one differently. I may regret it. I'm going to use the Petal Pink to fill these in. All right. And then I'm going to come back with the centers for those flowers. And I'm going to do that with, I have to get these lined up first before. All right, I'm gonna pull this down. I'm gonna do my centers with my Orchid Oasis. I'm trying to, there's, how do I say this? Maybe this way. There's centers that are white that I'm trying to match up, and I'm not doing a very good job, but that's okay. It's close enough. All right, so now I've got those flowers, and I'm going to add my leaves. I'm going to move these out of the way because I don't need them anymore. And I'm going to go in with Parakeet Party, and I'm going to fill in my leaves. So I'm just going to take some spots and stamp my leaves. These are all, I'm going to pull my paper over so I don't get ink on my mat. These are just single leaves. So I'm just adding in some leaves to give it some interest and some other colors. All right, I need to get one down here. And I don't know if I can. Let me go that way. There. And one down here. All right, there. I'm going to stop there while I'm ahead. And now we're going to take and we're going to put this together. This says it's, am I still live? On my page, it says I'm not live anymore. If I'm still, oh, I don't know if I'm still live. Oh, okay, good. On my page, it said I wasn't. So I was like panicked. All right. Whew. Thank you, Carol. All right. Now I am using an Orchid Oasis card base. Naturally, my phone folder's hidden. And the beauty of this is it adds so much interest. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this apart, right, like so. And then this piece is going to go down on my, oh, my pin is, oh, I lost my pin. Hold on, I've got my head. I've got to find my pliers. I don't know if they're in here. No, that's not it. I have a pair of pliers that I thought. Let me try. Oh, it's coming out. I got it. Dang. Well, I got to get a new pin. Every once in a while that happens. I left it on its side and I probably shouldn't have. All right. Yep, it's clogged. Oh, darn, darn, darn. This is not the day for me. All right, get this off. So upset that I left this on its side. Well, at least you see what you have to do if it gets clogged. I will see if this works. Hopefully it will. I'm going to take a new pin, and it has to be the stainless steel. I'm going to go in this way. I'm going to pull in my scrap paper or my towel. I'm going to go in this way. Actually, I'm going to go this way first. Don't you love it when things like this happen? But you know, it's real-time stamping. And I usually go in this way if I can get in there. There it is. You got to find the hole. All right. And this way I've cleaned out as much of it as I can. I'm gonna clean this off because if I don't, it'll harden on there and I can't leave it inside my towel because it'll stick to my towel. Let's see if this works now. All right. Ooh, there it goes. Carol, give me a minute and I'll show you how I do mine. All right, this is the bottom. Because it can be a pain. All right, now these pieces get attached to the next piece. Okay. I love this technique for a fun idea. In fact, my bottle could use refilling, so I can do it right here on the live. Okay, so okay, this piece has to go on first, and it goes over here. Now, what you want to do is you want to match this up as best you can, but remember, it's not going to match perfectly because this piece and this piece underneath was the piece that I said. It doesn't matter if it's not on there straight. Let me slide it some. That's better. And then this piece goes on top. So you've hidden where it didn't match up. I know this goes on here like so, but why is it not matching? Does it go the other way? No, it can't go the other way. It's got to go this way. Amy? Well, let me try again. All right, now, let me get this one figured out. Oh, maybe. All right, it goes on like that. I was looking up there and it wasn't matching and down here. But those are some spots that when you take off your layers, if you don't like it, you want it a little darker, just add it. So I'm watching that flower up above and matching that up. So there's the card. And you can add some gems and some sequins in there. I am having a heck of a time getting it on there straight today. So I will add a sentiment and sequins. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. So there it is. Oh, thanks. I think they're great colors too. These two are in colors from last year, and I just paired it with Petal Pink. I use Petal Pink a lot. I don't know why, but I love it. All right, let me real quick show Carol how to fill this bottle. Now, I do not use Tombow. I do not like Tombow. It does not dry clear, and when it dries, it's sticky. I use Art Glitter Glue. It dries clear and it's not sticky when it dries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my top off and I'm going to take my, thanks, Sharon, top off of here. The key here is not to take the whole piece off the top here. You want to leave some of it there. And then what I do is I kind of hold it and I put my hand here flat on my surface and I start to pour and it comes out in a very fine stream. I don't know if you can see the stream, but it's very, very fine. And I just hold it there and I'm shaking, but that's it. And then that's the best way I have found. The key is not to take your whole top off. So hope that helps, Carol. I made the mistake with one of mine of taking the whole top off. And I have found that by holding it with one hand, and I'm right-handed, so I poured it with my left, but brace that hand because that's the key. So there's that one. All right. So there's card 1. Card 2 is the one that I said I was going to do some selective embossing. Now, I don't know if you guys know how to do selective embossing, but I want to emboss the bottom section of my card. So I'm going to put this in my embossing folder with the section I want. Yeah, I don't like Tombow, Carol. I'm sorry. I haven't liked it for a long time. Even when we had it, I hardly ever use it, but now I love the Art Glitter Glue, so I use it. Only put the embossing folder where you want to emboss. And then I have the old Sizzix, so with this one, I need the Big Shot. I need my base plate, and I have the kind that flipped. It was attached here. I took my plates apart. Oh, that's okay, Linda. You only missed one card. So then I can use my plates as I see fit, because some of the plates need the number 2, and some of them, and I have found that what I do is when I switched to the Magic Mat, I had the magnetic plate, and then I use the Magic Mat. I use plate 1 with it for my dies, and it works out perfect. So those of you that have a Big Shot and are still trying to figure this out, sometimes I have to use both plate 1 and 2 with the folders. Sometimes I just need plate 1 with the folder. So it just depends. Let me get this back in here. I'm going to put this on here like so, and it's moving on me. And I've embossed what I want. And then I'm only going to put my plate over my embossing folder. I'm not going to go out here so that it doesn't emboss it. You can also flip it around and run this piece through first. I don't like that. If I can avoid it, I don't do it. I use the full, I want my folded edge to go into my machine first. And so then I'm just going to run this through. And this is the crosshatch embossing folder, which is on the new online exclusives. I'm not certain it's going to be there after the 6th, so might be something you want to look at. I love these. They're $10 and you get 3. You get the dots and the crosshatch, and then there's another one. I can't remember what it is. So I've done my select embossing. As you can see, only part of it is embossed. All right. Now I'm going to take, and I had embossed a strip of Berry Burst with the bubble embossing folder. We've had so many bubbles lately. If you have one already, just use it. Now I'm going to use my double-sided tape and add that to the back. And the reason I'm doing that is my strip is embossed and my panel is embossed. And I want to make sure that this sticks. So I'm going to take my back off. Right. So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to come down just slightly. I want to cover up the top of the embossing. You can do this with 2 separate panels, but I say why? All right, now I've got to do some die cutting, and I don't have my die for this. So let me do my stamping. And for this one, I'm going to use Berry Burst and Bubble Bath, and my leaves are Garden Green. So I'll have to grab my Garden Green piece out. Okay, I'm gonna stamp here, and I'll stamp another one, and I'm gonna stamp a third one. I don't know if I'll need it, but just to play it safe, I'll have it. And I'm done with my Garden Green. Now I'm gonna do my flower, and this one is the smaller flower. So I'm going to do with Berry Burst. Now, this is my Berry Burst that I had messed up. I didn't mess it up. It got those crystals on the top. Someone shared a very interesting video that I watched, and I thought, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. But I thought I would share with you. Oh, poo. Well, hang on a minute. I lost my feed. All right. All right. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully I didn't just disconnect. I shouldn't have, but we'll find out. All right. I don't know about you, but when I ink up my stamp, there it is. Okay. I want to be able to see comments, and I closed it out by mistake. Oh, thanks, Carol. I try. All right. When I ink up an image, I usually stamp it in the middle and do this. The reason when you do that, it pushes all the ink to the outside, and that's why it crystallizes. So this person explained. What you want to do when you ink up your stamp is you want to tap it in various spots all over your pad. So that way, and I'm just tapping very, very lightly. Now my pad is really, really juicy because I inked it up. So that's something to keep in mind. And I found that I do that. I stamp right in the middle. So I'm training myself for very light taps all over. And now I'm going to take my Bubble Bath, and I made a little dot with my re-inker. Here we go, trying to get the thing lined up again. All right, there we go. Not bad. All right, let's go this way with this one. I'm watching my dots, but okay. If you can get your dots lined up, because they're supposed to be white where those dots are, that helps. Sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't, and I did that time. See how it's supposed to be white there? I messed that one up. So that's your clue. I may need more, and my dots here are really in bad shape because they weren't showing up. All right, so now I need to do a lot of die cutting, and this is the piece that I didn't get done beforehand. But Linda, I'm using Two-Tone Flora. Let me find this one. Goes with that. So let me get these cut out. But how many of you stamp in the middle of your stamp set? I've got to take some of these pieces out. So keep that in mind. And if you missed it, go back and check it out because it's a great idea for avoiding those crystals. And we seem to get the crystals in, I'm getting my stamp set or my Big Shot set up. I seem to get the crystals in the reds, and I've had a couple of greens too. So do it. So Mossy Meadow was the one green that did it. So keep that in mind. And I did try, how do you say it? Washing it out and re-inking it. That's what I did with the Berry Burst. I'm not a big fan of that. It's just one of those things. All right, here we go. Takes me a few minutes to get these lined up. That's why I usually try to do these ahead of time so that I have them. But I'm curious to see if it works. I hope it does. I will tell you, I used to not tape these down. Oh, I had more issues with it sliding on me, shifting. Now I tape them down, and I reuse this tape till it doesn't stick anymore. All right. Okay, I think it goes this way. Yeah. I usually try to find a spot on the stamp that matches with the die, and there's a little hump here and there's a hump there. So that's how I get them matched up. Just make sure you don't knock them when you put them down. I think I'm going to have more green leaves than I need, and that's okay. This one is shifted some, so I'll have to be creative in where I put it so that it doesn't interfere or you don't notice it. I think I can hide it underneath. And let me get my last one. But there's that hump, and there's the hump in the flower. So, and the die. So that's how, you know, I thought of that, Carol. The problem is because I shift, let's see, this one shifted on me before it wasn't stuck down good. The problem I have is because I don't always stamp in the same direction, it doesn't always work. So I just try and find, this one shifted too, darn. They're all shifting on me today. All right, throw that over there, get it straight later. All right, hopefully I don't need any more. All right, let's go. And again, this one has, I had my cardstock sitting on my table, and there was, it was my re-inker, and my re-inker had the cracked lid. It leaks, ladies, because it leaked, and I got it on my cardstock, but it's just the tip, so I'm still using it. And I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to put glue on the back of this, even though it's embossed. I'll just put some extra there. It's not as heavily embossed and open areas on the bottom, so maybe I'll be okay. So I'm just going to put that little mess up corner down on the back side. All right, so there's that. Now, let's get our flowers on. And I'm not going to worry about whether they are straight or not. This one is very obvious. The other two aren't too bad, but one of those things, right? And I'm just going to put one in the center. Excuse me. Let me add some, make some cuts here so I have some for the next set. Only because I want to be able to shove those flowers underneath. And if it's too many dimensionals, I can't do that. I'm thinking, sorry about that. That's my washer or my dryer going off. I thought I'd set it to go long enough that it wouldn't be going off. Now that's a good one. So I'm going to save it. All right, I'm going to put this one here, this one here, and this one here. So it kind of hides some of that. Now, this, right, see, this is going to be the tricky part. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to use glue dots. So pulled over, oops, that one didn't come off. I pulled over my glue dots from, well, they're all coming off. The backs are anyway. That one came off. All right, so this one I'm going to shove underneath here. And I don't want too many. All right, it's not going to go any further. Too many flowers. This one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here. Here. I'm going to go down here and cut it. So I'm taking just the piece. Don't, I mean, be free with your dies. Cut them apart if they don't do what you want them to do. I find I do that a lot with my leaf sprays because, you know, this set, see how it's just a little tiny bit? And I think I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it here and add a little one this way. So if you're going to cut them apart, you're probably better off. I think I need one there. Those are the bottom pieces, so I don't want that. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to use this piece here, like so, and I kind of cut around it. I probably should have cut that one down, but that's okay. All right. I still have another card to do, ladies. Goodness. I think there we go. So there's the card. Now, this piece is still good. Save it. Throw it in your stamp set and hold on to it. All right. The last one will be easy because I did a lot of stamping and die cutting beforehand. This needs a sentiment, and I'll add some gems. So there's card 2. Here's card 3. And this had a lot of pieces to it. So that's the reason why I went ahead and did some cutting and stamping. I may not need all of them. I don't know. I've cut 2 skinny strips. How many of you get these little tiny strips when you cut down your cardstock? Save them because they're great for this idea. Right? And I'm going to add this one on the edge. And this is where your glue is your friend because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So I've got that one. And now I'm going to add my green piece next to it. So if you have some of these little tiny strips, this is a great way to just kind of add some interest to your card. Now that is Petal Pink, and that is Soft Seafoam. So I use those colors I cut out those leaves in seafoam. I added in these with old olive, and then I cut some of these. And the way I did this was petal pink with Calypso coral. I'm not a fan of Calypso coral. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I guess it's, I don't know why. I think it kind of is muddy to me. But what we're going to do is we're going to add these, and I'm going to go flat with these. So I'm just going to put glue in the center and stick it down like so. And I'm going to add the second one. Actually, what I'm going to do is add the one at the top. And I'm going to go similar direction, but not as far. And then this one I'll put in the middle. And the reason I did this is because this will allow me, and I'm going to flip it the other way, allow me to center it as best I can. Now I have way more than I need here. So I can put this one underneath, and by only gluing the middle, I can shove this up under here like so. I'm going to get it in as far as I can. Now there's a little bit of glue there that I wiped off. All right, and then I've got another one. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to cut this one apart like I did for the other one. So let me get in here. And do that. And when you cut it apart, if you get some bad edges, I should be using my better scissors. Those are not the best scissors. Just trim them. All right. So let's get this under here. And then I'm going to take this piece, and my better scissors are hiding. I'm going to do this. I'm going to trim this edge up and this edge up, and I'm going to cut it off there. So now I have a long piece to put for the bottom. And I think I'll stick it right about there. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add these pieces. These could go on with dimensionals if you want. I've decided to just use my glue. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add some of the green leaves. So let me add some glue to some of these. I'll do a couple at a time because it's getting late. And I don't like to keep you ladies too long. We all have things going on. So I'm going to stick this in here. I'm going to go under it. I don't want to cover up my flower too much. I'll put this one here, and I'm going to go under so it's just barely peeking out. This one I'm going to stick under here. I'm going to pull this up and put that there. I want them peeking out a little bit more. And I think I need one here. I don't know if I need another one. I'll stick one under here. Like so. I don't think I'm going to put any more. So there we have it. All right. So let me pull back my oh, thanks, Carol. Here are the 3 cards I did. This one was number 1, and it's a triple time stamping idea. This one is selective embossing. And then this one is using up those little tiny strips. So 3 ideas. Oops, let me move it over. Get these out of the way so you can see them. And there we have it. Straighten this up. Oh my goodness, I am a mess today. But there we go. 3 ideas. And remember, save your little pieces, put them in with your stamp set. I didn't use this because sooner or later you'll use them. Oh, thanks, Barb. I love this stamp set. These are 3 different flowers from the stamp set, I believe. This one is the big one, so it's that. This one was this. No, I guess this and this are the same. That one was the big one too. No, it wasn't. Oh, I know what. This one was the big one. This one was this, and this one was this one. I didn't use this one. To me, that's an odd shape. I have to kind of wrap my head around that one. But I'm going to take these pieces, just like I told you. See, I've already got one in there that I did with Granny Apple Green. I'm going to throw those in there. That's my masks that I created with my repositionable labels. And there you have 3 ideas for two-tone flora. And this is Vicky's and my online exclusive class this month. I'm gonna remove this spotlight and spotlight my face. And I'm gonna move that out of my face. And to get the tutorial, all you have to do is order the stamp set and the dies. My dies are up here because I used them. Order the stamp set and the dies, and you get the tutorial for free along with the card kit. Carol, I get my art glitter glue from Amazon. It's the best place I have found. And I ordered the big bottle, the 8 ounces, I think it is, because I go through it so fast. But I tried Tombow in here, trying to do what I'm supposed to do. It turned brown and got hard. There is nothing, and see, that says to me that this glue is not the best, and I want the best when I craft. So that's why I switched to the art glitter glue. This, you saw it, it's white. No matter how long this is in here, it will stay white. It never gets hard. This got hard and turned brown. And I saved this only so you can see it. This was my favorite bottle that I had. These are okay, but this one was my favorite. And I can't find these little bottles anymore. But it's useless because there's nothing I can do with it. So I just save it to show you what Tombow will do. So you have to do what's best for you. And I believe in using what works for me. And I have a lot of humidity up here and in the summertime, so I have to be very careful with what I use. And I do, I keep track. Right now, my humidity level up here is 57. It was up to 60. You're quite welcome, Carol. I turned off my unit because it was just too humid. So, all right, I'm going to get ready and go. I have got to get my newsletter ready to go out. And I've got a couple of classes I need to get posted on my blog. So I will be working on that. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I will be on my Facebook customer page Monday night at 7:30. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but I will be there. So have a great weekend, guys. Stay safe. See you either Monday night, Wednesday on YouTube, or next Saturday here. Have a happy 4th, everybody. Bye.